Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on Smarter Growth with Location Intelligence powered by GIS. Hello, I am Vibhu Sinha from Esri India, and with me we have Dr. Dhunilnath Gharekhan and Yogesh Balwantrao Karikarte. I would be leading the session supported by Dhunil and Yogesh. Before we start, a quick note for all of you. All participants will be in listen-only mode during the session. If you have any questions, please share them in the chat window by selecting all panelists from the drop-down. We will keep a look out for the questions which will keep on coming in, and we'll address them during the question and answer sessions. Quick glance through the agenda. There will be a short opening remark. We'll have a keynote about how and why turning special insights into strategic growth is important, and that would be followed by a quick session on a couple of use case insights. We'll have some demos and a presentation on how global and Indian enterprises are applying location intelligence across sectors. And once we are done with that, we'll move on to question and answer session. So again, I welcome you all to this webinar. So before we move any further, let me introduce you to Esri, the technology and the company and the way of life which we represent. Our vision has been to believe that location intelligence can unlock data's full potential in every organization, right? We have heard of the three cardinal questions: what, when, and how. Esri tries to bring in that fourth cardinal question, where. The question and the science of where to our more than 680,000 organizations across the globe, out of which 90% of them are Fortune 100 companies. We work with most national governments across 30,000 cities and more than 12,000 universities globally. So that is the footprint we have. That is the science of where question we have been answering across the globe. What do we do and how do we support this journey? We support this journey by provisioning and by delivering a cutting-edge software by the name of ArcGIS, which is a comprehensive geospatial technology platform providing global mapping and geospatial analytics. So when I was going through the participant list today, I could see that we have a very good interest coming in from various business owners, various business participants. We have some academicians and we have some industry partners as well who are joining us for today's webinar. And I was delighted to see that, because a lot of businesses, they have started to understand and realize the potential of location intelligence, which our technology and which appropriate geographically referenced data can bring into their location analytics or the traditional business analytics, which they have been doing for a couple of years now. Most of us have heard of data analytics, business analytics, but very few of us actually went down the road of getting the right geographic context to that analytics. And today we are going to talk a lot about that. In fact, it is going to be mostly about that part of analytics only. And how do we stay ahead of the curve on the technological front? We do that by investing 30% of our annual revenue back into R&D. So to ensure that our platform, our capabilities, they remain cutting edge. Most of the current IT standards, most of the current IT practices are being assimilated into a platform. So if we talk about AI, so AI is something which has become an intrinsic part of our platform today. My colleague Dhunil, probably he'll be talking about some of the assistants which are a quick way of consuming some of the AI flavors within the ArcGIS platform. What better way to put whatever I said in last couple of minutes on a map than on a text? So I said, 680,000 organizations, couple of businesses, our global footprint. So this is how we represent it on a map. So what I was saying when I put it in a text, and if I show it on a map, probably you can see the difference. Now I can see that Esri technological footprints, they are worldwide. So what you see somewhere on the left-hand side of the screen, a bright yellow marker, that is our global headquarter, Redlands, California, and all the cyan markers, they are our regional headquarters. So we have one in Delhi, NCR, and couple of offices across the globe which are shown in lilac. So maps make your journey, make your story a lot more interesting, a lot more easier to understand, and you get your analysis, your visualization right, right in front, what you want to see. A quick brief about Esri India, the entity which we represent here in India. We have been the market leader for approximately 28 years, 29 to be, almost 29 in a couple of months. And we are headquartered in Noida, in Delhi NCR, and seven cities across India. We have our offices. And in India, we have more than 6,500 users and more than 1 million users as we speak today. And these million plus users are being supported by approximately 700 Esrites working from these 8 locations across India. We have been a Great Place to Work certified organization for 3 consecutive years. So another way of putting our purpose. Why do we do this? We want to enable the use of geography for solving social and business challenges. So that has been our purpose of existence. That has been our motto. That has been our go-to mantra for whatever we do throughout the day. And we have been doing that successfully with governments. And in last couple of years, we have started doing that with multiple businesses across India. So be it your a very frequently faced problem of logistics, supply chain. How do I optimize that? So we have been working on those problem statements. We have supported businesses in expanding their footprint, retail footprint across cities. We have helped organizations define territories for better sales mapping. So that is the kind of work which we have been doing with various businesses, and that is what would be our focus area for the day. So before moving into that, we'll quickly have a look at our footprint across India. So these are some of the numbers which I am very proud to present in front of you. 6,500 customers, as I said, more than 1 million users. Most of the mapping agencies across India, they work with Esri using our ArcGIS softwares. We have been there in more than 45 plus smart cities. So probably you are connecting with us from one of those smart cities. So if you were able to make a commute a bit smoother today in the morning, we are happy to help you over there. And we hope to support you in the business as well. We have approximately 70 partners. So, business, these partners are the ones which help us with data compilation, overall solution rollouts. So we have a very strong partner ecosystem across India who support us in these solution rollouts with these project deliveries. And we are working with multiple national programs, be it Swachh Bharat, be it Amrit. We have been there. We have supported the government initiative for a better and brighter India. That is what we have been doing so far. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. So I hope you got the gist of it. Now I would invite my colleague, Dr. Dhonil, to take over and take us through some, intricacies of the business analyst software, which is a flagship application built upon ArcGIS. It is designed to support your day-to-day business operations, to support your business analytics. It comes bundled with data. It comes bundled with the right set of analytical tools, and it works seamlessly with your existing IT infra, which you might be having. So it is not a replacement. It is something which is going to augment. As I said, the three cardinal questions, they are being augmented by the fourth one. So now you will have answer to all the four cardinal questions: what, how, when, and the most important one of that, the where, the science of where, as we say. So thank you for your rapt attention. Dhwanil, over to you. Let's have a look at the solution which we have.
Thank you. A very good morning to everyone. So, you've seen how Esri works. You've seen what we pride ourselves in. So, let's deep dive on how it is going to help us today. Esri, while it looks at it, GIS has been the cornerstone for strategic decisions going back the early 1800s. It's not about just maps. It's about integrating location intelligence into every aspect of your business operations, from optimizing your daily workflows to planning your logistics to driving market strategies and shaping long-term growth. It transforms your raw data into actionable insights, enabling leaders to make informed decisions, mitigating risk, and uncovering new opportunities. As a whole, it is a bridge between analysis and execution. ArcGIS, the cornerstone and the crux of our organization's product lining, has consistently evolved to meet the challenging needs of our organization and industry worldwide. What began as a powerful mapping solution has grown into a lot and very deeply comprehensive platform that supports architecture, advanced analytics, 3D visualization, imagery, AI, and so much more than that. Esri has consistently committed to innovate and ensure ArcGIS remains at the forefront of all of this. With 30% of our revenue, as Vibhu sir rightly said, going back into our R&D efforts, it is an era where we are driving these data decisions as a critical solution-focused ideology. Now, GIS is constantly evolving as the digital nervous system of our planet. The synergy between GIS and ArcGIS represents a unified and a one-stop approach to location intelligence. This integration is an acceleration to the geo-enablement of organizations, communities, and industry-wide, empowering decision makers to harness spatial insights for smarter strategies, efficient operations, and sustainable growth. By bringing all of this together in a single ecosystem, mapping, analytics, real-time data, ArcGIS is not just a tool, it becomes a catalyst for your transformation. Location intelligence sits at the heart of today's business challenges. Whether you're coming from manufacturing, focusing on banking, doing planning on a retail expansion for an FMCG enterprise, the obstacles are similar. Planning and strategy, identifying where your business expansions will work, what is the data that you need and how do you manage and sustain it, looking and understanding the complexities that come with it, understanding the line and underlying ecosystem that is necessary, and visualizing how this supply chain will work. All of this marks an insight into driving these smarter decisions and reducing primarily your risk and sustaining good revenue flow. So GIS-based market analytics approaches these problems head on. Whether you're talking about inadequate customer segmentation, looking at how your network and your routing and your logistics function, struggling to combine your data silos across the systems and finding an insufficient sync within them. By leveraging spatial insights, organizations can make these informed decisions to drive the growth and efficiency. How will Esri and ArcGIS combine and provide you this solution? Looking at these renowned location-enabled capabilities from site selection to knowing where you're optimizing your new location, identifying and combining these data collection and integration approach, knowing what the pattern and trend that lies underneath, looking at this approach to provide a clarity on the workflow performance, whether you're optimizing sales or distribution networks or assessing the risk of opening a new location. ArcGIS delivers actionable insights that drive smarter decisions, reducing uncertainty, and enhancing business operations. All of this seems very complicated, yet our business analysts can do this and achieve these responses in just a few clicks because it brings a powerful solution of location intelligence to real life. Let's see how it works. So business analysts enables organizations to answer some of the key questions that are necessary. Who are my customers? What are they like? How do I reach them? From strategic planning to operational optimization, these become the key insights for actionable decisions that help businesses make confident questions. Like, what are they spending on? What is their purchasing capability? So they demand more than just a framework. They demand more than just a guesswork. They require action. They require certified, knowledgeable, and deeply analytical solutions and decisions. By synergizing your data, information, and planning it with location intelligence, you can uncover its patterns, optimize your market coverage, and make smarter decisions that drive growth and efficiency. With business analysts and ArcGIS, transform these questions into answers, enabling organizations to align the strategy with geography for maximum impact. The capabilities and outreach of business analysts are universally applicable across all industries, whether you're coming from financial services, focusing on BFS, retail, manufacturing, or renewable energies. These expertise ensure actionable insights and strategic value regardless of the sector you're functioning or focusing on. The combined power of GIS and business analysts addresses some of the key critical business questions. From strategic planning, looking at market expansion or marketing or customer analytics, to market optimization, where you're focusing on suitability, customer profiling, product mix, or cannibalization, taking it forward to performance and monitoring, from market performance, comparison, competition insights, and benchmarking as a whole, eventually taking it into a business reporting where you're talking about operations, risk management, and to day-to-day reporting as a holistic approach and a place and solution for business analysts to support it. The core strength lies in its ability to enrich and support your solutions. The capacity and outreach of synergizing are universal. You are bringing in your business data, combine it with lifestyle information, providing a solution with our demographic insights, and taking it towards smart decision making. So your data and location combined with our support is something that will drive your solutions beyond it. So ArcGIS business analyst lies in its ability to enrich your operations. Using this solution as a whole, it combines the technology with demographic, spending patterns, market data to provide these trends, evaluate your locations, understand your customers, analyze the markets. All of this is combined by its capability to integrate rich data sets such as demographics, consumer spending, market potential, and synergizing, allowing organizations to bring their support and their data sets along with this to provide deep and impactful business summaries beyond what they have already been doing. This is just some of the examples that come with it. There are so many more that you can look at. So the combination lies in a 4-step, one-shot solution. Look at the data, understand what comes with it, know where it is happening, make it into synergized smart maps, understand and combine it with analytical workflows, merge it with your data, make key reports and infographics, and in one shot, you get a simplified solution, a simplified insight, and one screen, one map, which highlights every single decision that you have to make. So how do you optimize these things? Now, if you're coming from retail and FMCG, your success, highlights and focuses on understanding your micro markets, aligning your merchandise strategies with local demands. Questions like, Which SKU should I prioritize? Which are my high performing stores? Which location do require attention? All revolve around the customer behavior and market dynamics. And these are just some of the questions which are pertinent across the industry. So ArcGIS Business Analyst will empower you to answer these questions with precision. By leveraging these demographic data, consumer spending patterns, trade area analysis, you can optimize assortment planning, refine store clustering, and enhance route to market strategies. In logistics and manufacturing, efficiency is everything. With experts who will come with that, key questions arise like, are your routes optimized for cost or time? Which KPI should you track and monitor operations? Perform, how price vary and impact your supply chain? Some of the questions go beyond and even end-to-end visibility as a whole. Taking it forward to banking and financial services, regional variations matter. Understanding demographic spend, purchasing power, and spending capacity enables institutions to tailor targeted and specific products and schemes for specific demographics. So ArcGIS Business Analyst empowers BFSI players to perform granular market segmentation, identify high potential catchment areas, and customize offerings. So in mining, when you take it off to another side of it, resource-based industries, it's critical for operational success. Location intelligence is everything. Where are your mines? Which are they? Which ones are active and viable for expansion? How do you optimize your haul routes between extraction sites and process plants? What type of population resides and can be affected by your mine's expansion? ArcGIS Business Analysts enables these precise special thoughts to supply these decisions. It helps assess periphery impact areas, monitor population distribution near these mining zones, and identify risk-prone regions to ensure compliance and minimize disruption to day-to-day operations. So the combined core capability of ArcGIS Business Analyst and GIS is not just limited to a handful of industries. They span across countless applications, constrained only by one's imagination. The more creative your approach, the more valuable these tools will deliver. From analyzing sales potential to identifying high-performing hotspots to uncovering market opportunities and optimizing asset management. Location intelligence can transform data into actionable insights and empower organizations to innovate, adapt, and lead in a competitive landscape. So Business Analyst is a holistic solution. It provides powerful solutions to address every single challenge point that I just named a few today, and many more that maybe you all can also teach us. It identifies these regions, uncovers actionable insights, optimizes networks, operational efficiency, and more importantly, reduce the risk management by integrating these spatial insights with business workflows. So let's explore. Let's see how business analysts can actually empower organizations to plan efficiently, mitigate uncertainties, and drive performance with confidence. So let's have a look here. So here we are at the base of ArcGIS Business Analyst web. So it is a very simple, enabled, straightforward integration, which works on your browser, directly synergized, working on one shot. Oh. It seems it's been a bit of error. Just give us 1 second. So here we are looking at the interface, which offers a flexible browser-based enable extension, where you have everything defined on the screens, and using our AI assistant, you can just type your prompt. So you don't have to be a GIS expert to identify and make decisions. Here, let's say I'm typing a very simple prompt or a very simple command that I want to see the 2025 population over Delhi city. So just create a map of 2025 population in Delhi. It will immediately, depending on your internet connectivity, give you an option, identify what condition you want. So since I haven't specified, it is asking me which out of the 2025. I say total, and within a few seconds, depending on your internet connectivity, it will take a few seconds to render. It will highlight what you want, and you can easily view these decisions on the go. As soon as the render happens, as soon as the insights are there, you can see that it has populated the map. It has already pre-configured and defined the boundaries of Delhi city, working on a rich reservoir of data that we hold. On top of this, it will highlight which are the key areas with maximum features and capabilities. Define it based on your zoom level. You can just pan in to see where what population distribution is identified, which ward, which village. Along with this, it showcases which are the top population zones. So the top five as well as the bottom five. And collectively, it will provide you with a good knowledge. Now, combine it with something else. Population alone is not enough. So add more data. We have a huge repository of it. And let's say I want to know which out of these population distribution, how many of them are high earning urban potential professionals. So as soon as we do it, it does a cross connect. It gives you an insight with a correlation between these two. Make it into a map. It will give you the relation. It will showcase which are the regions of where, what type of distribution is there, give you a pattern. Along with this, show you the top five, what is the average, what are the bottom values, what is the highest segregation between each variable category as well. So collectively, within 2 clicks, it just showcased you enough insights over an entire city. Now, along with this, you get far more capabilities, whether you want to identify your data sets, search for certain data sets or variables that are available with us, add your data, import it, or define a custom data pipeline if you're already existing from your ETL. Find certain locations, select a specific geography, or do analysis like site suitability and knowing beyond that or where your white spaces are. So let's look at one. Let's say I want to know where I want to open my next store, warehouse, or distribution center. So I will go into this step. I'll just identify that, okay, since we are in this space, let's select Delhi in one shot. So as soon as I do it, it will confine the boundaries again, but this time no data is there. So I want to work on the village and ward level. I identify which parameters I want or which variables or which key factors that are relevant to me to showcase this. So when I go to the selection criteria, I can open the reservoir of more than 400 options that are there. If you don't know what you're looking for, just type it out. So let's say I'm doing 2025 population here. It will instantly identify one market, check correct. I intentionally did a spelling error and it told me so. As soon as I do 2025 population, it will give me the combined list. I go into income because I also want to see whether the people can spend so much if I'm opening a particular type of distribution center. I want focusing on a key demographic of young expenditure population. I also identify which of them are well informed. So if social media campaigns are to be focused on, they will know this. They can be identified, they can be targeted. So I've identified some of the key variables, let's say these five, and more importantly, I want to, let's say, look at within the beverage industry. So I apply these 6 conditions. I just identify them that, okay, these are the 6, and within a few seconds, the entire marker is ready. It did not take a lot, just identifying and 3 clicks, and it has already identified within the region where should I open my next store. On a village or a board level, it also tells me what are the top 5 places, where it is available, what can I do. And if you pan over to any space, it will show you the value, the score, the key insights within those sections. Narrow it down, scale it out, or expand your region to, let's say you're doing it in the entire NCR. You look for the entire space, it will synergize it, and you grid it down to, let's say, 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. So you have the entire holistic solution within a few seconds. And in under 3 to 4 minutes, I just identified where my next best store or where my next best shop would be. Just that simple. So whether you're a GIS expert or whether you're just a new person exploring the capabilities and trying to make more insightful decisions with maps, this is how it will work. And with this, I hand over the microphone to my colleague, Mr. Yogesh, who will take this forward with a few more capabilities and a few more demos on this. Yogesh, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dhanil. Building on what Dhanil showed in ArcGIS Business Analyst web application, I will now show how ArcGIS Pro takes the same market intelligence to a more operational level. So basically, this is how the ArcGIS Pro desktop application looks like with the various workflows in Business Analyst tool. So we have various tools available in Business Analyst like point of interest tool, then we have color coded layers, we have suitability analysis, and so on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe these tools. So first tool is point of interest tool, where we can actually search the various location of businesses. So the locations or the businesses which are interested in, you can simply search and find out those location. It may be like many various amenities, or maybe a particular kind of shop. So you can directly search using this point of interest search tool. The next one is we have seen in Dhanil's demo, we can do it in the Pro app as well. So here we can actually find out which is the most suitable area or the location depending on various variables. So we can identify those variables, add those to the Pro, and identify the best area which is suitable. So we can do it within very few clicks. Next tool is evaluate site. So as the name suggests, we can evaluate the site of any location. So if you want to find out which is the best suitable site, and you can do the analysis where you can add various variables into this and find out whether that area is suitable or not. Next is new territory design. In this, actually, you can design the territories. So based on various parameters, like for example, if you know how many customers are there in within a certain area, and you want to assign those customers to the salespeople, so you can design the territories for those salespeople. Then we have the suitability analysis, where we can do micro market analysis, where we can divide the regions into hexagons or into square grids, and then each of the grid will be given a weightage based on various parameters, and you can find out the most suitable area for your new shop or maybe your new facility. The next tool is benchmark comparison, where you can compare your benchmark area, the area where your shops are performing really good, where you have really good sales. You can have those parameters and apply those variables to different areas to find out how those areas will be performing in that area and whether those areas will be suitable for your new location or not. The next one is hub model. We can actually identify the location based on the attractiveness of the region. So we know the customers are attracted to the certain parameters, and also it will be dependent on the distance from where they are staying. So we can use these parameters together to find out the most suitable area. Now, actually, I'm going to show one small demo. I'm using a banking example over here. And even though it is for banking, the workflow applies for retail, manufacturing, insurance, and many others. Bank often wants to know what in real catchment of my branch is and what is the business potential lies inside it. A bank of so in ArcGIS Pro, I will first generate 5 and 10 minutes drive time areas around each of the branch. These will reflect actual accessibility given the clarity on branch coverage, potential overlap, and realistic customer reach. Then I will overlay the demographic and socioeconomic data to quantify the market potential inside each catchment. It will be population, income, workforce, and other attributes. This will help us to answer the business questions like, is the branch in a suitable high potential area? Which catchment area is underserved or overserved? So essentially, ArcGIS Pro supports catchment optimization and footprint strategy using real world travel behavior and demographics. So we'll move to the demo. So here we can see that there is a CSV file having various parameters or the characteristics of a branch. We have the branch name, we have the locality, we have the latitude, longitude of the branch, when it is open, and other parameters like how many saving accounts are there in that branch, how many customers are there, and what kind of services this particular branch is providing. So this is the CSV file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just import this by just dragging and dropping into ArcGIS Pro. So this is how the ArcGIS Pro looks like. I'm just dragging and dropping that CSV file into Pro. So once you import the file, you can see the table. All the details of that particular CSV file is available in the Pro as well. Now, using the tool available in ArcGIS Pro, I'm simply going to plot this branches in the Pune city. So it's very simple. So we have a tool, XY table to point, where we can define the name of that particular output, and the tool is very intuitive. It can identify where the longitude and latitude field are there in the CSV file, and using that we can directly plot these locations. So once we have plotted this location, we can explore it more. We can give the names of those branches to identify those locations, and also using various parameters or variables available, we can actually identify more insights. So for example, here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify which branches are having more customers. So the circle represent the number of customers. So the larger the size, the more number of customers will be there. And you can change the size of the circle as well. Once we have done that, we know that where the customers are more, but whether those branches are serving those customers, or we want to know where the branches should have more services and what kind of services or the products should those branches should serve. So we have additional tool available. So we can add various other parameters to this. So first, I'm going to generate the drive time around these branches to identify how much area these branches are served. So basically, we know that customers are ready to travel for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So depending on those parameters, I'm going to generate this drive time. So basically, I'm going to give 5 minutes and 10 minutes as a parameters to this particular tool. We can decide whether we want to do it as per the minutes, hours, or even for the length, like kilometers or meters. And we want to know whether the customers are traveling towards the branch or away from the branch. So these parameters you can decide, and you can just run this particular tool and it will generate. So you can see that there are various polygons created around each of the branch. The red one represent the 5 minutes drive time area, and the green one represent the 10 minutes drive time area. So this is how we can simply generate this drive time area around each of the branch to understand how much is the catchment of these branches. Now, once we have these branches and their catchment, we want to know how much the population they are serving. So we have ready-made available tools and the templates which we can use for generating the reports. So here we have various templates available. I'm using demographic summary for this as a template. We can decide whether we want to have a different report for each of the branch or a summary report for all the branches together. We can decide what kind of title should be there for each of the slide, like for example, the name of the branch or any other details. And we can simply run this tool. So as soon as we run this tool, we will have a different PDFs available for each of the branch, which will be providing more details. So this is the how it will generate all the PDF reports. Once you open the PDF report, you will understand. So for this particular Kothur branch, how much within 5 minutes drive time, how much is the population, how many male people population is there, how much is the female population, and what kind of consumer lifestyles is there within this area, and also what kind of expenditure they have in this area. Now that we have seen how ArcGIS Pro helps in understanding catchment and market potential, let's move to a completely different but very practical use case, multi-vehicle routing. In this demo, I will show how ArcGIS Pro can automatically create optimized delivery routes based on real business constraint. The scenario is simple. We have two depots, and each depot has vehicles that need to deliver multiple customer orders, each with a specific time window in which the delivery must be made. After completing the deliveries, the vehicle must return to the same depot they started from. Instead of manually planning these routes, ArcGIS Pro uses advanced network analysis to automatically calculate which vehicle should serve which order, the best sequence of deliveries, the most efficient paths, all while respecting time window, travel distance, and vehicle capacities. This is extremely useful for e-commerce, courier services, FMCG distribution, field service management, and any business that needs to deliver multiple orders in a time-bound manner. So we will move to the demo. So I have imported the location for the depot as well as the orders where it needs to be delivered. You can see that these deliveries need to be done within a time-bound manner. The deliveries should be done within this time only. And these are the two depots in Pune region. And it also has the opening and closing time. So with this, I'm going to go to the network analysis tool, where I'm going to create a new vehicle routing problem layer. So with this, it will create automatically all the required layers within the tool itself. So once we have these layers ready, we can start importing the details. Like for example, we have these orders ready with us, the layer. We can directly import it into the ERP layer. Also, we can import the depots. Once we have depots ready, we want to add the routes. So basically, we have two vehicles in each of the depot which need to deliver these deliveries. So I'm going to start with Kothur first. So Kothur depot will have two trucks starting at 9 a.m. and then the other one will start at other two will start at the Ganesh Pet depot. So once we have defined the routes, we can add additional details like whether we want to provide breaks to those drivers. Also, we can define the date. So for example, if I am doing it for a particular date, I can define the date for that particular analysis. And we can change the units as well. We can define additional parameters, whether we want to give more importance to the delivery time. So within that particular time, delivery only will be taken care of. Once we set the parameters, we can simply run the tool. So it will automatically create various routes. So we have 4 trucks starting at 2 depots. So it has defined all those 4 routes. So these are the 4 routes. And this is how the deliveries will be done. So we have the sequence, the routes, as well as the sequence, how the deliveries will be done on these particular routes. So with that, we have now we have seen how ArcGIS Pro supports both strategic decision making like catchment and market potential analysis and operational optimization through multi-vehicle routing. We hope you found these demos insightful and useful for your business scenarios. With this, we will now like to open the floor for any questions you may have.
So we had some questions already in the Q&A section, and those has been responded by our panelists. Should you have any further questions, you can mention them on the chat box or the Q&A section. Uh, Anybody from our panelists would like to just take 1 or 2 questions and maybe just give a brief answers to those?
So one of the questions that came out was regarding the source data where we get population 2025 and how are we hosting these data sets. Esri as a practice hosts all our data which is pre-vetted, pre-authenticated and coming from sources that we can one vouch for, one declare and one specify. So any and every data sets that we host are coming from a source which is validated and tested out for your consumption.
Right. And apart from that, there is always going to be the Living Atlas of India, which is a compilation of close to 1,000 layers across various domains and various streams. So I saw one question in Q&As, which was about environmental factors. So yes, those layers, those parameters will be covered.
There's one question about suggesting a best location to launch a new financial product. And there is one question about the requirement for maintaining the need of data. So if anyone can like to answer the question.
Okay, so that is the question is by Gopi. What kind of maintenance is required for data cleaning and maintenance? So it is all prepackaged data, Gopi. You do not really need to uh, clean up or rework the data from authenticity as well as structural point of view. So the data is well structured for analysis. It has been optimized to be used in business analyst functions. So you will not need to work with the data at all. It will come bundled with the product and you will use it as a pre-packaged data source. No work required whatsoever. There's another question from Ashish. Can it suggest the best location to launch a new financial product? Yes, definitely. This is what this product is designed for. So you can drop a mail to us and we'll probably take this discussion forward. So I believe Yogesh, the demonstration which he showed, it was somewhat on those lines. We were trying to identify product placements for the city of Pune, and it was a financial institute. These are, slightly managed data sets. So obviously they do not represent the actual scenario. We cannot do that. Most of it is customer data, but it was very close to what we have seen with the customers we are working with.
Gopi has another question for agriculture data and Ashish about credit risk before approving loan.
Okay, okay. There's a question about assessment of geographic credit risk before approving loans. Yeah. So again, so this is something which would be amalgamation of the data set which we have, as well as industry data sets. So there might be, there are various industry ombudsman or various forums where this kind of data is available. You would be having your own industry data, right? So you have been in, let's say you've been in the industry or in this business for the last 10 years. So you have your own data insights, like which pin codes are performing or which pin codes have been facing issues. So probably we can use some of those insights. We can bundle that with the data which is available with Esri to understand the demographic patterns. So is this something which is because see pin codes are I mean they do not give the complete picture. If we look at the metropolitan cities and tier 2, tier 3 cities across these days, uh, there is a definitive trend or trend of trying to understand micro markets and micro demographies. So that is where Esri would be able to sort of rationalize your data into smaller bits and pieces and probably give you a better picture of the business you have been taking up. So yes, we can assess geographic credit risk. Definitely, there are parameters which support that. There is another question. I believe this would be the last question for today's session, but we'll quickly take this one. So we have agricultural data which may be filled by forms. So I believe this question pertains to data collection capabilities within a Esri environment. So yes, we do have a full-fledged data collection capabilities as part of our field labs. Probably that is another webinar which we can have some other day. In fact, we keep on doing those. We had 2 months back on field labs. So field labs are designed to do exactly that. You send your field force out in your area of interest with ArcGIS supported mobile apps, which help you capture data with attribution as well as location. And you can bring in things like, photographs, imagery, scanned documents. So all these things can be brought into your field labs. So if you want to, let's say, do something very specific to agricultural data, yes, you can do that using our field labs. So you can probably go out there and try and assess what cultivation is taking place, in which parcel it is taking place. You can do redlining on top of that, or you can do a freehand drawing to understand a broad extent of the farm. You can bring in farmer details. So those kind of things can be done using our field labs. I believe that is a question which we are trying to answer here.
I think that was all the questions we had. We tried to address them in the chat box and during the discussion as well. And we have also put in a link, a form out there for everybody to fill in. Should you have any inquiries, further questions, wish to connect with our team on a lengthier discussion, feel free to fill in this form and our team will get back to you. And I think this is the end of our session. Thank you everyone for joining in. We will be sending a recording of the session as well to everybody to have a relook at it. Should you have any queries with us, you can directly reach out to us through this form or through our website and toll-free numbers. Thank you all the panelists. Everybody have a nice day ahead.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Have a nice day.